This is In the Know for Thursday, December 7th, the 341st day of 2023. There are 24 days left in the year. Good morning, MB, guiding you through In the Know at K105 on Litchfield's Country Station, 1039 The Moose, live online at K105.com, via the Apple and Android smartphone app using the SoundCloud, iTunes, or Spotify podcast, on Facebook, on YouTube, on Twitter, and the hashtag is In the Know. Coming up today, we'll update you on the latest news headlines from around the community, the county, the Commonwealth, and the country. We're looking forward to a visit from Leslie Downs. She will be telling us about her new Christmas project, and will also be, I think, performing a couple of songs. That and a whole lot more coming up today here on In the Know. Settling into my left, rolling Mach 9 with her hair on fire, is my beautiful wife, the beautiful girl. It's Beach. Good morning, sweetheart.
Good morning.
How you doing?
I'm good. I'm tired.
You're tired? I have a shopping tip for you. It does kind of have to do with maybe being tired.
Okay.
If you're going to be shopping, head to the store before noon. Studies show we're better shoppers in the morning than in the afternoon. And as the day goes on, we're more likely to overspend or settle for less.
I think so.
Does that make sense?
Yeah, you're ready to get home. Yeah, you are likely. It's like me and packing.
But
Wait till the last minute and I throw everything in there.
But the good news is at Vandelay Industries, you never have to settle for less.
That's
You
right.
never have to
That's
settle.
right.
Your dollar goes as far as your dollar can possibly go at Vandelay Industries. He is a 5-time winner of the coveted Ohio News Hawk Award. He's the 2-time Silver Sound nominee, covering every corner of the globe: London, Budapest, Rio, Tokyo, and even Tar Hill. He's Sam Gormley and the Sparks. Morning, Sam. Try it again. Morning,
Morning,
Sam.
Ralph.
How you doing?
Good, how are you?
I'm of a curious sort this morning. I think you're going to be my clinical study group. I was reading about how GPS technology is going to relegate paper maps to collector's items. Mm-hmm. You see, like cartography is. Mm-hmm. We won't need. Have you ever used a paper map to get anywhere?
Like, to get anywhere, no. But, I mean, I would study maps growing up and such. So,
Okay.
I mean, if I needed to, I 1,000%.
But your entire driving career,
No,
your directions
I've
have
never had to.
been
But
have been GPS based.
I have always been very, like, that directions to me is something that has come very, very easy.
Okay, all right.
So it's something that I don't ever really have to worry about when it comes to that.
Have you seen your parents use an atlas or use a paper road map when you all would travel or go somewhere?
Maybe MapQuest, but that's I know not the same thing. I don't think I have.
Honey, when was the last time you printed out MapQuest directions? It was earlier this year, wasn't it?
Oh, yeah. I was going to say, it's pretty embarrassing, actually. I was like, I'm still printing those out over here.
But you're a list maker. You
Well,
like to be able to check them off and
you know,
see them.
Sam is not navigationally challenged.
Not even a little bit, no.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it feels like security to me if I print
That's
those
right.
off.
My mom calls me Rand McNally.
Oh, Mr.
okay.
Rand McNally. Rand McNally Jr., I would offer. Warmer to end the work week. My dad was a navigator in the Air Force, and so we always laugh about you're not allowed to be poor at navigation in my family. But I do remember some of the, before we had iPads before we had any screens in vehicles, your entertainment was the Rand McNally Atlas shoved in the back seat pocket. So it was right there in front of me because it was behind his seat. That's where I sat. So it was always there at the ready. And, it's like, okay, here's where we're going.
Has Alea even seen a paper map? Not counting
Absolutely.
like a... Has she?
Absolutely. We got the Kentucky one from the Visitor Center.
Mm-hmm, to be able to study it.
Yes,
That's right.
we did.
Okay.
Yeah.
So warmer.
I bet most of her classmates haven't, though.
Warmer today than yesterday. As Hanukkah begins today, by the way. I'd forgotten about that. 58 will be the high today and mostly sunny. We'll see partly cloudy and we'll bottom out about 44 overnight. Increasing clouds for your tomorrow, a high of 62. Showers late tomorrow night, and that continues throughout your Saturday and then tails off on Sunday. But we'll see 66 as your high Saturday afternoon and maybe a clap of thunder are a possibility. But here in our area, no wintry precipitation. So don't fret about that. That system's going to move through before the temperature drops on Sunday night. So everything will be fine. Saddened to hear about that UNLV shooting yesterday in Las Vegas. Apparently it was the suspected shooter was also found dead, but had recently applied for a job. He was a professor, college professor of some sorts, and then went to the business school and he killed a fourth person was critically wounded in the attack. 3 people were fatally shot. A fourth person was critically wounded, and the suspected shooter was also found dead. So saddened to hear about that. The presidential debate, I guess the fourth and final primary presidential debate for the Republican Party was last night. It was on News Nation in Tuscaloosa, Alabama. The 4 remaining candidates were there. The caucuses start very soon, so I think that's why it's the final debate, at least before the caucuses and the primaries start. You had Haley, DeSantis, Ramaswamy, and you had Chris Christie, and they were on the stage, and it was chaotic at times. And of course, the elephant in the room was not there.
Where does one find News Nation?
That's a good question. It was on the CW. It was on
I had never heard of that.
It was on WDRB's side channel last night. A lot of the people who fled Fox News from their heyday during the Roger Ailes heyday of Fox News that people got run off for various reasons, and they settled at News Nation. So it was fine. I don't know how they're going to sort that out. Kevin McCarthy, he got booted as the first person to be booted as a speaker in the House, and now he says, I'm taking my ball and going home. Not only is he not running for re-election, but he's resigning from Congress by the end of the year. That's 2 this week. 2 Republicans this week. No George Santos, and now no Kevin McCarthy. You already got the Mitt Romneys of the world who aren't running again. You got the Joe Manchins who aren't running again. So you're going to – I have a feeling the way that Congress has gone the last couple of years, you're going to find some people that are logical people that are going to say, hey, this isn't for me. This isn't what I signed up for. This is not a place that I want to be or a place that I want to operate. So they will do things differently. All right, closer to home. A Litchfield man has been arrested in the theft of a vehicle on Tuesday morning. 27-year-old Kendall Payne was arrested late yesterday morning in Elizabethtown. He was lodged in the Hardin County Detention Center, where he's been charged with receiving stolen property, giving an officer a false name and no driver's license. The vehicle was stolen from Woodlawn Avenue on Tuesday morning in the overnight hours of Monday night into Tuesday morning. Taken from there Tuesday morning. The keys were left in the vehicle. They spotted the vehicle on the U of L campus Tuesday afternoon. And then it was later spotted in Elizabethtown, and they made an arrest. His photograph there is from a previous arrest in February. In a weird, weird sense of the way that the world works to me, is this morning as I was on my way to the office, I was behind a Mazda CX-9 turning onto Woodlawn Avenue.
Was it?
Almost has to be. It was the right color. And so I thought,
It's coming home.
there you go. I mean, I had already read it was returned to the
Okay.
owner. And I thought, so I get to, there
There
it
it
is.
is.
I
So
kind of
you know it was.
I kind of said to the car, I was like, boy, you've had a week. You know. And I also would like to, I guess, I editorialized a bit yesterday when I pontificated that someone may be trying to get to class. You know, they went to U of L on to. I'm going to go no. I'm going to go no. Not was not headed to class.
Okay.
I'm going to go out on and make a bold prediction. The driver was not headed to class.
Never know.
You're right. You never know. I said it's a prediction. I didn't say I did know. A male juvenile jumped off a Hart County bridge following a police chase by the Hodgenville Police Department. It happened on Monday. Hodgenville officers located a stolen vehicle on South Lincoln Boulevard. When police attempted to stop the vehicle, the 17-year-old male fled at speeds reaching 125 miles per hour. The pursuit ended when the vehicle failed to negotiate a curve on 31E near the Green River Bridge in Hart County. The juvenile jumped off the bridge, falling about 40 feet onto the ground. Officers rendered aid at the scene, and then the teen, who police said was listed as a missing person, was transported to Baptist Health Hardin, faces multiple charges, and I guess will be recovering from injuries. I guess, you know, your fight or flight at some point kicks in, but the idea of jumping, you know, if you're 40 feet above ground and you kind of have to do a quick mental calculation, like, do I got this? And then even though sometimes you know you don't, you'll roll the dice and just see where it goes from there. So, there you go. The University of Kentucky Board of Trustees has approved a 3.75% housing increase for undergraduate residence halls for 2024 and 2025, along with a 3% hike in dining rates during its December meeting. They will increase undergraduate residence halls like University Flats, and they will not increase Greg Page Apartments in Shawneetown, which I guess are the ones that they've not gotten around to remodeling yet. So they are not raising those. Students living in the undergraduate residence halls are required to purchase a dining plan with the exception of University Flats. That's based on agreement with Aramark, who is the university's dining partner.
Those dorms are going to keep on getting more expensive. I mean,
Yeah.
it's pretty much a mortgage payment.
Absolutely. I also saw, it was interesting, you know, on the debate last night, education, they discussed education, but they discussed it from the prism of a lot of the violence and protests that are going on campuses right now, the anti-Semitism, the pro-Palestine demonstrations, et cetera. And then that led to student debt. And, you know, some of the consensus is if you're going to be in the universities should have skin in the game in the student loan department, because then they have an incentive to actually crank out people with marketable skills, a degree, and rather than, you know, a few hours and just a boatload of debt. So that would be it'd be interesting the way that education landscape would change. You're also hearing a consensus from some of those Republican candidates that say you can have federal dollars from the United States or you can have dollars from China, Russia, and Iran, but you can't have both. So you decide which one you want, and then go from there. So that might be an interesting consideration as well. I did see that Bellarmine is offering a cannabis education certificate, speaking of universities, with medical cannabis becoming legal in Kentucky on January 1. Bellarmine University has launched the first cannabis education certificate program offered by a public or nonprofit Kentucky university. Their certificate courses are open to anyone, but are designed for entrepreneurs, agriculturalists, healthcare providers, and legal professionals who are interested in the fast-growing, highly regulated field of cannabis. It will change the landscape. It's going to impact communities all across the Commonwealth in varying ways. As a dovetail from that story, I thought it was interesting that Ohio is about to make a much more unrestricted or much more accepted use of cannabis in Ohio starting in January. I think it was on the ballot in November, and they are now allowing for recreational use. In Ohio, I've been to Cincinnati 4 times this year, and I already assumed that it was legal because at the rate I was smelling it being consumed, I thought, well, it's already legal. So it was kind of a surprise to me. But you're seeing Ohio Republicans that are saying, wait a minute, some of the things that we did as the test balloon, we've got to, even though it's going to become recreational, we've got to put an end to the home grows. We've got to put an end to various other things they were allowing under the canopy of medical use. So it will be a constant moving target. And I think Kentucky would benefit from looking at some of the other states are doing and some of the struggles the other states are having and try not to repeat the same mistakes. Mm-hmm. It is it's illegal to have a still at home, I think. I know it was on Andy Griffith.
I was going to say, is it still?
I think it is still. I think it's still not allowed to have a still. Mm-hmm. Kentucky got a quarterback yesterday, a transfer in the portal from Georgia. Brock Vandegrift will transfer to UK. Will be on campus beginning in January. Will be around for spring football. Sam, is this a good get?
Yeah, I mean, he's 5-star.
5-star. Hard to. That's the thing about the Georgias and the Alabamas, and a lot of times their 2s were almost as good as their 1s, but they just, lost the starting job for some reason.
Like I was talking with Ken yesterday, I said, Georgia's 90th man is Kentucky's 20th man.
Yeah.
So this seems like the guy that Liam Cohen wanted, and you got to trust him. I mean, he might have missed a little bit on Leary, but he did well with Levis, so he deserves our.
Well, they had to take him the way that they had to take Leary the way he was ranked, but it was evident that maybe he did not excel in the Liam Cohen offensive system. Mm-hmm. I think that's fair to say, and probably an understatement. So, do we think that Vandegrift can appreciate the complexities? Do we know that yet?
I think that's the question that everyone wants to know.
That's the $1 million question.
Can you ask us in 1 year from today?
Trey Mitchell knows one game, even a loss to an unranked team, doesn't define a season, but he says, as a senior, they are using the loss as a motivator and as a here's what went wrong and here's how we prevent it from happening again. So let's hope that it is a learning lesson and just a blip on the radar on their path to success. They play Penn on Saturday.
Yes.
In Philadelphia?
Yes.
Is that at the Spectrum or what used to be the Spectrum, or is that place no more?
It's where the 76ers play.
I didn't know if they ever built a new building or if they just kept remodeling the old one.
It's the Wells Fargo Center, I think is what it is now.
It's at noon, so 11 o'clock Central tip-off on
and that's
Saturday.
A homecoming for Aaron Bradshaw. It's homecoming for Justin Edwards and really even DJ Wagner. They're kind of all from the...
Well, let's hope Aaron Bradshaw plays.
He played.
I know. I hope that he's effective in playing this weekend. Early in the days of the show, I shared how much glee I used to get where when they would set the radar around the county fair time, they would set the radar stations up by the fairgrounds.
They do the same thing in Clarkson during Honey Fest.
And I would love just being able to set it off. Like if it was set at 35, I was determined to go 36 just so I could see it flash. Like, ooh, lights. Mm-hmm. Well, New Jersey police departments are getting festive. They have a similar setup, but they're doing speed monitoring, but they have the ability to set the message across the bottom. So theirs says naughty and nice. Depending upon your measured speed, if you're doing if you're going the proper speed limit, you get a naughty light up, and if you're doing a bad thing, you're getting it's naughty and nice. Mm-hmm. Everybody's making the list this time of year. Got to get to a break. We'll come back. Got more on the way. Hang around here on In the Know.
Chestnuts roasting on an open fire, Jack Frost nipping at your nose.
Comfort is everlasting. Comfort is a journey that sees no end. Every moment is a memory. every encounter a piece. Empathy may be our foundation, but comfort is the heart that continues the Rogers Funeral Home legacy, a steadfast tradition from our very first service to our most recent farewell, guided by Dave and Jordan Atwell.
Hello, friends. My name is Reagan Atwood. My parents take good care of me and my little sister. They'll do the same for your family.
Discover more online at rogerswatkins.com or experience the Rogers difference personally on Main Street in Clarkson.
Owensboro Health offers excellent care for your entire family. Close to home in Grayson County with locations in Litchfield, Big Clifty, and Caneyville. Our primary care providers are experts in managing high blood pressure, diabetes, and other chronic conditions, so you can stay healthy and feel your best. Make an appointment today with one of our primary care providers at owensborohealth.org/primary care.
Attention propane customers, has your existing provider been hard to reach? Have you had questions that haven't been answered or experienced long wait times or been asked to reply and send emails for customer support? Don't waste any more of your time. Southern States Co-op in Bowling Green will take your call. They will even swap out your existing tank to theirs at no charge. Southern States Bowling Green Co-op is ready to serve all your propane needs in Bowling Green and surrounding counties, because empty is never an option.
Thinking about furthering your education? At Elizabethtown Community and Technical College, you'll get a high-quality education close to home at a cost that won't break the bank. Enjoy small class sizes with professors who take a personal interest in your success. Scholarships are still available, making our low tuition even more affordable. ECTC's Litchfield campus is now enrolling for classes that start January 8th. Call 270-259-1540 or visit elizabethtown.kctcs.edu to get started. ECTC, college for the real world.
I'm Stephen Smith from the Sicilian Bank. Our gift to you this Christmas is our time-honored tradition of sharing the Christmas story. Here's Debbie Butler.
And so it was that while they were there, the days were accomplished that she should be delivered. Luke chapter 2, verse 6.
If you've never heard this story before, the truth it holds is the greatest gift anyone could ever receive. Merry Christmas from all of us at the Sicilian Bank.
ChatGPT might not be a reliable source for medication-related questions. Lisa Taylor explains.
A study by pharmacists at Long Island University found that the free version of ChatGPT provided inaccurate or incomplete answers to some questions about drugs. Other responses didn't directly address the questions that were asked. A lead author of the study says patients should be wary when using the viral chatbot for drug information, and responses should be verified by a doctor or other trusted sources.
X.AI is filing with the Securities and Exchange Commission to raise up to $1 billion in an equity offering. Elon Musk's artificial intelligence startup raised close to $135 million last month. According to the filing, 4 investors ponied up nearly $135 million on November 29th. And Apple hit a milestone at the end of Tuesday's trading day. The tech giant closed with a market cap above $3 trillion. Apple crossed the $3 trillion mark for the first time in June. Tech Report, Mark Mayfield.
Have a holly jolly Christmas. It's the best time of the year.
Today is Pearl Harbor Remembrance Day, of course. It is National Letter Writing Day. And it is also the morning we say good morning and welcome to Leslie Rafferty Downs, although her new project is under the name Les N. Downs. Is that your jazz persona?
Yeah, it's my stage name.
It's your jazz persona.
Who doesn't want the lesson downs in their life, right?
And that, exactly. So hi, by the way.
Hello.
Good to see
Merry
you.
Christmas.
Merry Christmas to you. We're so glad that you're here. We kind of been featuring music from your new project.
Awesome.
The last
Thank
few
you.
days, and that's some of it right there coming out of the break. I don't want to play things that I think you might perform live momentarily, so
I'm going to do it's beginning to look a lot like Christmas.
Oh, you are?
Because that is the definition of Litchfield. As of this last Saturday, it was...
Did you have so much fun at the parade?
It was fantastic. I mean, the parade that we put in it was just in it, is all I can say.
Yeah?
It wasn't in it to win it.
Well,
We'll just say that.
You know, when I saw you a couple of weeks ago, you were really excited about your project, not just your Christmas project, but you got one coming up, and we'll probably get to that. But for those people who aren't familiar with you and your talents,
The majority of all society. Yeah.
Born and raised. Where were you born and raised?
In Kentucky is
Okay.
the short story of that, but it's definitely Litchfield since 6th grade through graduation. The majority of my family is here locally, and it's home. So I see this being home for the extent of life, if possible.
So when you travel the world and people ask where are you from, you say Kentucky,
The best
or you
place
say
in the world.
Litchfield, Kentucky,
Yeah.
or you say Grayson County. Or
Absolutely.
It's kind of depending upon where I am, depends upon the answer. The farther I am from home, the less likely they are to know Caneyville or Litchfield, or so I
Right.
just start.
It just adds to the intrigue and the mystery of it all.
That's
you know?
right. But then, it's inevitably, the more I roam, when I get broad and they say, yeah, but what's the town? And you go, oh, I know Grayson County. That's where the lake is, or that's where. So it's
Right.
like, okay.
Yeah. You would be amazed by how many people actually know what you're talking about sometimes.
Absolutely. Do you remember the first time you sang in public?
Oh, gosh. I think I was 6 or 7 at church. They had asked me to get up and sing one of the songs.
Yeah.
And, yeah.
It's one of those deals for me. I think I was singing in church before I remember. So I don't have a definitive, I don't have a definitive day where I go, oh, well, that's the date, or that's the day, or that's the time. Have you had a favorite song you've enjoyed performing in church more than another? Like one that's the pinnacle of the song that you like to perform? I know you have
there's
so many. Yeah.
I'd say probably Jehovah Jireh. It's just a really big song. And it's about, he's, our provision. He's our healer. He's all these things that we need. He's our, Prince of Peace. I mean, he's our victory. And so I love singing that because sometimes I don't feel that. And it's like my friend Bethany Pettigo said once, sometimes you don't sing with joy. You have to sing for your joy. And I was like, okay, sis, I'm going to hold on to that.
Yeah,
So
that's
it's definitely
well
some life advice I've held on to. But it's one of those songs where, like, maybe you're flat broke or you're hurting or you're sick and you start singing about what a healer God is or what a provider he is. It's going to shift your mind frame. It's going to shift the whole frame of your spirit in that moment. So it's one of my favorites of all time.
So a lot of people that do know you through your music ministry, your worship ministry, and that's been in various formats and various locations. I know you're currently active and involved. Can I tell you something that I've observed about you?
Okay.
Even from a distance, is that you have this high energy pep to yourself. However, if you look closely, you portray this feeling and sense of peace, like being centered in who you are, but yet energy that oozes out of you to the people around you. Is that intentional, or do you think that's just the way God made you?
That's just the way he made me. I mean, there's a lot about me that he wants to change. And then there's some things that are just the way he made it to be. And I'm happy with that. So.
What are you going to perform for us this morning? Can we get a couple?
Yeah, sure.
Can we do one, and then maybe we'll chat a little more? And then
yeah, it's beginning to look a lot like Christmas.
Take it away.
And it was my cousin Ashley Dennis who mentioned it. Litchfield was nothing short of a Hallmark movie this last weekend. And it's true. We have such a wonderful community here. So I'm blessed to live here.
Let's hear it.
It's beginning to look a lot like Christmas everywhere you go. Take a look in the 5 and 10, glistening once again with candy canes and silver lanes aglow. It's beginning to look a lot like Christmas, toys in every store. But the prettiest sight to see is the holly that will be on your own front door. A pair of hop-along boots and a pistol that shoots is the wish of Barney and Ben. Dolls that will talk and will go for a walk is the hope of Janice and Jen. And Mom and Dad can hardly wait for school to start again. It's beginning to look a lot like Christmas everywhere you go. There's a tree in the Grand Hotel, one in the park as well. It's the sturdy kind that doesn't mind the snow. It's beginning to look a lot like Christmas. Soon the bells will start, and the thing that'll make them ring is the carol that you sing right within your heart. And then imagine like a beautiful guitar solo, some trumpets, some violins.
I'm imagining it now.
Maybe like a cool chicken leather with the cello. I don't know. Just
like
picture
it.
it all.
Yeah.
And it's beginning to look a lot like Christmas. Toys in every store. But the prettiest sight to see is the holly that will be on your own front door. Sure, it's Christmas once more.
Yeah. I love it. I love it. Is it this part? What, piano solo in there? You got a little... That sound familiar? So what was the genesis of your Christmas project? Have you always wanted to do it? Always wanted to do a Christmas project?
Always. And starting this debut project in April of this year, finding out it would take almost a year to complete, I was like, well, I've already got the ball rolling. I've already said I'm doing this thing. So I've already got my foot to the pedal. So I started thinking, what's some other things I could do that maybe wouldn't take a year? So I called some of my fantastic friends that are just incredibly talented, and we did a whole survey of availability, and we found the day and the time, and we got together and jammed it out for, I don't know, about 8 hours straight.
Wow.
And we just recorded it live. Like we went through everything, picked out what we were going to do here and there. And then we just went through each song one after the other and recorded it live.
But, I love the grit of that, because I think oftentimes it happens in radio production. I know what happens in music production. Things become so sterile or over-homogenized.
Yeah.
They don't sound authentic. And this has a true authentic feel to it.
Yeah, we enjoy doing it. And I hope that how much we enjoy doing it really comes out in how it sounds, how it comes across.
So in about 8 hours, you said you knocked it out. Do you have a favorite track of that's a full Christmas project? And
I think I'll Be Home for Christmas.
That's a hard one. That's
It's
a hard
up
one to
there.
not.
It's up there.
Yeah. I mean, because everybody, no matter where you
So
are,
good.
you want to be home for Christmas.
And there's been those years you couldn't, and it's one of those good ones.
So may I ask where in the calendar year you all did, where you laid these tracks down?
July 10th.
Okay, so are you a person who loves Christmas year round on the normal, or has this been atypical for you that you've had to have this sustained Christmas energy for the last half of the year?
No, this is the earliest I've ever decorated for Christmas.
Yeah.
Which was not as early as I thought I would, but it was a couple weeks before Thanksgiving, and I was like, oh my gosh, we're not having anybody over. I do not want to be judged. But we wanted to try to get some home videos and things.
Of course.
To kind of, get some B-roll and some footage to go behind some of the songs. And, content is a big way to get things out there, and consistency with it. And consistency is not one of my strong suits.
It has often made me wonder about
Sporadic is my strong suit.
artists who do these Christmas projects. They have to be doing them in the summer. I was watching the early parts of Hannah Waddingham's special on Apple TV Plus the other night that was done in London at the Coliseum. And even the audience is in their Christmas gear. You can tell they're all dressed up for Christmas. And it's like, this was probably August the 4th.
It was probably
But you have to amplify and ramp up this Christmas energy so that your project is ready for audiences this time of year. So that's why I was curious about if you're tired of Christmas yet, but you don't seem to be.
No, I'm loving it.
Yeah.
I'm loving it. It's all of the preparation. And then Shannon Newman is the producer out of Nashville with Mark V Company, and he is the one that mixed it. Like, we recorded everything live, and he went and mixed it for streaming, mixed it to be put on CD. So he's the one that made it sound as full as it does. Sounding live, like in the room, I was loving it. It sounded incredible.
Sounds good here.
But when it comes through on a stream, you're like, oh, I see what he did there.
Sounds good too, right?
I have no idea what he did, but I see
and that's
something was done.
That's artistry as well. You know, it's having
yeah.
somebody that knows that knows the differences and how to make it really pop for you.
Absolutely.
Can you do one more for us before you go? And then I'm but you can't leave without telling us where we can get this great project. Some of us were fortunate enough to be given one.
Merry Christmas.
But not everyone gets one. So I'm one of the lucky few. But you can tell us about that in a few. But play something else for us, please.
Yeah. Let's see what we've got here.
See what you're feeling like this time.
I know, right? Let's see. See what we feel. I'll be home for Christmas. You can count on me. Please have snow and mistletoe and presents under the tree. Oh, Christmas Eve will find me where the love light gleams. I'll be home for Christmas, if only in my dreams.
Makes me want Christmas to be here already. Brilliant. Love it. Now, where can we get this project? I know it's on CD.
Yeah,
I know
it's streaming everywhere.
Anywhere
you stream music. On my website, lessindowns.com.
Lessindowns.com.
Everybody wants to lessen downs in their life.
I like it.
I know.
I know you're making the rounds. I know you were down in Bowling Green yesterday doing TV appearance.
Yeah.
I know you got some other things scheduled, but maybe you'll come back before Christmas gets here.
Absolutely. Let's
That'd
do
be
it.
all right.
Yeah.
All right, Les.
Thanks for having me, Mark. I appreciate
Thanks
it.
for seeing. Thanks for coming to see us,
Christmas,
and
Thanks.
some of the project here taking us to break. More on In the Know coming up.
I'm watching it fall. Lots of people around.
I'm Stephen Smith from the Sicilian Bank. Our gift to you this Christmas is our time-honored tradition of sharing the Christmas story. Here's Melissa Carnahan.
And so it was that, while they were there, the days were accomplished that she should be delivered. Luke chapter 2, verse 6.
If you've never heard this story before, the truth it holds is the greatest gift anyone could ever receive. Merry Christmas from all of us at the Sicilian Bank.
Hear that? Is that America cheering or a sausage patty sizzling to perfection? It's time to cheer for Egg McMuffin and fresh cracked eggs at McDonald's. It's time to wake up to the aroma of freshly baked biscuits and treat yourself to a real honest-to-goodness morning meal. Breakfast, it's on at McDonald's. Choose any breakfast sandwich, buy one, get one free. Available only on the app. Price and participation may vary. McD app download and registration required. Single item at regular price.
I'm Barry Williams from Elizabethtown Community and Technical College. From all of us at the Litchfield campus, we wish you the most joyous holiday season and the brightest new year. Merry Christmas and Happy New Year from ECTC Litchfield campus.
Do you own an annuity, either fixed rate, indexed, or variable? Are you paying high fees and getting low returns? If so, Annuity General would like you to have this free book to learn the pitfalls and mistakes of buying an annuity. The Annuity Do's and Don'ts for Baby Boomers contains the little-known truths about annuities, like how to help reduce your fees and increase retirement income. And it's free. That's right, free. As a bonus, we'll also throw in a free annuity rate report just for calling. We researched over 1,000 annuities and summarized rates and benefits from financially strong insurers. You get Annuity Do's and Don'ts for Baby Boomers and the Annuity Rate Report, both absolutely free for calling Annuity General today. Hurry, supplies are limited. Call now.
800-273-7075. 800-273-7075. 800-273-7075. That's 800-273-7075.
On the journey to quality, affordable health coverage, Connect can lead every Kentuckian to a world of great options, including low-cost and even no-cost plans. And with open enrollment ending on January 16th, you should get moving now. Whether you're continuing coverage or getting started, visit connect.ky.gov today, because it's the easiest path to a healthier life for you and your family.
K105 Weather is brought to you by Future Designs Building Materials on Quarry Road in Litchfield.
Twin Lakes weather. Sunny and warmer today with highs in the 50s. For tonight, we'll see some clouds overhead, temperatures tumbling down into the 40s in most spots. For tomorrow, clouds increasing across the area, warmer with highs in the upper 50s and the low 60s. We'll watch for some rain over the weekend. From the Wave News Storm Tracking Team, I'm meteorologist Tawana Ames.
Raindrops and roses and whiskers on kittens, bright copper kettles and warm woolen mittens, brown paper packages tied up with strings. These are a few of my favorite things.
Did you know buttermilk doesn't contain any butter? Is that
I feel like I've read that before.
Fair or foul, Sam?
I don't really know that I have
Does that
an
apply?
opinion on it.
Does the truth in advertising philosophy apply?
Mm-hmm.
How can you call something buttermilk if it contains no butter? It's a little, to me, it's misleading.
Yeah, I mean, but then eggnog doesn't have any nog in it, right?
I think so. The nog's the stuff that's not the egg. It's whatever is not egg is the nog.
Well, whatever it is awful.
Are you super excited that Taylor Swift is Time Magazine's Person of the Year?
I mean, it's hard to disagree.
I think they got it right. I mean, who? But it's like Zelensky last year, Volodymyr Zelensky last year, and Taylor Swift this year. I'm like, okay.
Well, I mean, you won it in 06, right?
Right. 06 and a half. I was only in for half a year.
Well, no, I mean, because everyone won it. Because it was in 2006,
yes,
it was the people of the United States or something. The people of the world won Person of the Year. So we all won it in 2006.
That's right. We were all winners. She also said, I'm just here, talking about the overexposure on the NFL. She said, I'm just there to support Travis. I have no awareness of if I'm being shown too much and making off a few dads, Brads, and Chads. She also said she said, I don't know how they know where I am at the game. The camera's a half mile away. I don't know if I'm being shown 17 times, or once. So that's what she says. Masters of the Air takes Band of Brothers to the skies in their first trailer. So if you've been a Band of Brothers fan on HBO, you're probably going to like Masters of the Air. It's going to be somewhat similar. Huh?
Is that Travolta?
I don't know. I didn't didn't actually look at it.
It looks like him, doesn't it? It looks like him. Does it not there in the middle?
It would have to be de-aged if that were him. But I haven't looked at who. It's a Donald L. Miller book.
It almost looks like what's Ted Lasso? Jason
Sudeikis
on the left.
Jason Sudeikis with the mustache.
Uh-huh.
MASH reunion special is featuring the original cast. Will air on Fox on New Year's Day. I still watch MASH reruns of MASH when there's nothing else on. It feels very nostalgic for me. But lo and behold, I learned at Thanksgiving, so does my father-in-law. So we just watch episodes of MASH. The Super Bowl is going to Bikini Bottom. SpongeBob version of Super Bowl will be available. You know, they've been doing the slime version, the Nickelodeon version. They're going to do a SpongeBob version. Is that the version you'll watch, Sam?
It might be one of those things that I'd flip over for
just to see,
just to experience it for a couple of minutes. But no, I wouldn't.
Were you a SpongeBob?
No, we were Disney.
Okay,
but because I did watch, they did the one of the games. I think it was in Europe on Disney Plus. They did it with Toy Story characters.
Yes. Yeah.
I don't know if you consumed any of that.
I never did get to go look at it. I wanted to.
I mean, it was one of those things that I realized that since I didn't care about the game, I could watch 5 minutes of it, and I could see where a kid would really like it.
So this time yesterday, I was sharing with you the news that Norman Lear, the television icon, had passed. And so, not surprisingly, the world is also mourning. But the interesting thing, we talked specifically about All in the Family and how he brought content to television that shattered barriers. It helped address taboos. When you lived in a cultural, non-diverse area, it helped introduce you to other cultures and people so that maybe you were more accepting when you realized, hey, you know, we're really all the same. But I did not realize there's one piece of work that I had no idea that was his that almost is the cherry on top of everything that he did. He did All in the Family. He did The Jeffersons. He did One Day at a Time. He did Good Times. He did Maude. He did Sanford and Son. He did Different Strokes. I mean, all a who's who of television programming. But The Princess Bride was also his.
Oh, wow.
And I did not know that until last night. How did I not know that Norman Lear did The Princess Bride? And I thought, I also saw a piece with Billy Crystal. He was being interviewed for his Kennedy Center honor by CBS and got to talk about the first time he met him and how gracious he was and unassuming. And so he left inconceivable. left a great imprint on not just entertainment but humanity. Billboard has rolled out their top 20 Christmas songs of all time.
Oh gosh.
Do you have a favorite, Sam?
I wouldn't even know where to begin.
It's really hard. I think I'll always say Carol of the Bells, though.
Yeah, that's like you opened the show this morning with. And the Trans-Siberian Orchestra version is really good.
I always say, if it's like a secular song, I like Bing Crosby's Mele Kalikimaka. But Silent Night by several different artists. No, Oh Holy Night by several different artists is my favorite. And one of the late additions for artists who do it and do it very well is Carrie Underwood. Michael Bublé does it very well. Carrie Underwood does it very well. So anyway, that's my favorite religious Christmas song. And really, but some of my favorites are also on.
I love We Three Kings as far as.
We Three Kings,
yes.
Star of Wonder, Star.
This is a good one.
So this is actually a number 20 according to Billboard.
Ooh, that's low.
Wonderful Christmas Time. All right, let's go to. So this is on the special Christmas in the Park soundtrack. Yep. And I didn't know it until Thanksgiving weekend. The Ariana Grande version of Santa Tell Me. Good. All right, let's. Elvis down at 18.
This is a good one.
I want to be more of an Elvis fan. I'm just not. And I feel terrible saying that out loud.
That's rough. You don't like Taylor and you don't like Elvis. Those are two like of the big.
I take it in spells, by the way. My Elvisdom, it comes and goes.
This is Young Beaver.
The Biebs, A Believer, Mistletoe at 17.
I couldn't tell you last time I heard this song.
Nor could I. It's not on the hot rotation of Christmas music.
No.
All right.
Because that's Young Beaver.
So this is Christmas.
At 16, John and Yoko. The only thing that would make this song better is if Yoko wasn't on it.
Another year over.
We played this in band. I remember it was always one of my favorites.
And the second thing that could make this song better is if they didn't spell it Xmas. All right, what else? At number 15, Pentatonix, according to Billboard.
I think Pentatonix really gets Alea's attention. Have you noticed that?
Yeah, it should get everyone's attention. The layer.
But she just,
By the way, I hope Oracle. I was gonna play White Trash Christmas today, but Rick Burgess beat me to it, and so I was hoping that Oracle was listening. Let's go to 14. That Michael Bublé Christmas album has elbowed its way into the top, at least the top 5 of my favorite Christmas albums. The Bing Crosby album will forever be my favorite. It will not be dethroned. I'm far enough into life to tell you it won't be dethroned. Adele could do a Christmas album and it would not become number 1. Come on, Michael.
It's beginning to look a lot
Took a
like
while there.
A lot of build-up. Suspense.
everywhere you
All right. Sleigh Ride, the Ronettes. At 13.
It's a classic.
It is a classic. You can't avoid it this time of year. Gene Autry.
You know Dasher and Dancer and Prancer and Vixen.
It may be ranked a little low, actually.
Cupid and Donner and
I really
Blitzen.
love this one.
But do you
I mean, there's just something about this particular version.
the
It's
most
iconic.
famous reindeer of all, Rudolph the red-nosed reindeer.
Yeah, 12. I think it's higher than
had
12.
a very shiny.
But I'm not sure who I would boot out yet.
This sounds familiar. It's almost like we've heard it today.
Almost like we started the show this way, right? This is from the album I was talking about. Dean Martin at 9.
the weather outside is frightful.
All right, what's at 8? Last Christmas.
Wham.
I will tell you, in the 80s, I hated that song, but now I like it because, like, the 80s. It was just so dumb. Last Christmas, I gave you my heart, but the very next day, you gave it away. What? What's that mean? I don't know. This one's at 7. I'm a little surprised it's all the way down at 7 as much as it gets played. Andy Williams. Felice Blasey Blah.
A little low too, isn't it?
I don't know, when you see what's in the top, what's cracked the top 5, it'd be hard to.
I mean, you gotta have Frosty in there.
I don't really care for that.
Burl Ives.
The Grinch.
So this is Burl Ives at 5. Nat King Cole at 4.
Tiny tots with their eyes.
Bobby Helms at 3. Be hard to move him out of the top 3.
You gotta have Frosty and the Grinch.
Oh, we still haven't heard. Okay.
Brenda Lee at number 2.
So that means
No, you're a mean one, Mr. Grinch.
Wow.
No Frosty.
No.
Burl Ives only gets 1. And of course, this has to be
It
number
has to
1.
be.
I mean, there's just no way that it's going to be it's number 1 every year at this time. So, and it's generational wealth for Mariah Carey's descendants. So there's your top 20 according to Billboard Christmas songs of all time. Got to get to a break. We'll come back, finish it up for the morning here on In the Know.
Make my wish come true. All I want for Christmas is you.
Finding quality health coverage is a journey, but that doesn't mean it has to be difficult. With Connect leading the way, you'll easily discover a world of low-cost, even no-cost plan options. Whether you're continuing coverage or just getting started, open enrollment is from now until January 16th, and you can get there with one easy step by visiting connect.ky.gov today. It's the best path to quality, affordable health coverage for every Kentuckian.
Last summer, a doctor urged 51-year-old Ernie Larson from Norway to get off his couch and pick up a hobby. Ernie knew he needed to make a change for his health, so he bought a metal detector and started walking the empty land around his community. He figured he'd get some exercise and hopefully find some pocket change along the way. At first, fresh air and pocket change were the only things Ernie found. Then one day, he discovered something astonishing. He uncovered a treasure trove of gold coins and jewelry. When he had them appraised, experts determined that the gold pieces dated back almost 2,000 years. Historians from Norway's leading university said that Ernie's discovery was the country's gold find of the century. The moral of this story isn't about wealth or buried treasure. It's about the potential we unlock in ourselves when we say yes to opportunity. Ernie made just one small change in his life, but his yes opened the floodgates to something new and positive, and that changed everything. If your life could use a fresh start, I encourage you to step into the unknown. Stretch beyond your comfort zone and strive for goals that seem too big to achieve. Find the courage to make even one small change in life. Say yes to opportunity and see what you discover on the other side. You might find pocket change, or you might discover gold. For more to help you thrive, visit FocusOnTheFamily.com. I'm Jim Daly.
Let's see, if something costs less, but people are happier with it, that sounds like something to look into, and that is Medi-Share. Maybe you've heard switching to Medi-Share to pay for healthcare can save many families up to $500 a month, and that is huge. But it's also true that people are way more satisfied after making the switch, too. The member satisfaction rate for Medi-Share is double that of the typical health insurance plan. Double. Medi-Share works, too. It's been around for 30 years. Members have shared more than $5 billion of each other's bills. People love having telehealth and a huge nationwide PPO network. So, yeah, really, you can save a ton and like it better. Imagine being happy with how you're taking care of your health care. So if you're self-employed or part of the gig economy, or you just want a plan you're happy with, you can call right now. You'll get a price within 2 minutes. So see what you can save. This is a very, very smart use of 2 minutes. Here's the number you need. Call 844-94-BIBLE. That's 844-94-BIBLE. 844-94-BIBLE.
My power flurries through the air into the ground. My soul is spiraling in frozen fractals all around.
I got slipped $1 to play this on the show today. MB's point to ponder for today. It's true, on the way to school. She said, will you play Let It Go on the show today? Said, cost you $1.
Little does she know is you would have done it for free.
Probably, yeah, exactly right.
Especially from the person that asked you.
MB's point to ponder for today. What's the most annoying noise? I'll start. Squealing preteen girls.
Oh,
that's the most annoying sound.
There's a lot of them.
Right.
But there's not one. You can't one that rises above all others.
It's going to be anything to do with the mouth.
The mouth?
Yes. Chewing, whistling. I mean, I can't just, so I'm just going to say mouth. Right?
What's happening over here? Like, there's so many moving parts. Okay. I was going to, I had a reindeer song that I thought you might like.
Santa's reindeer?
No, you don't. Do you remember that?
I don't know. I think you should play it. Turn it up a little.
Christmas. Just for you.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Yeah, never mind.
Never mind that.
Okay, I've changed my answer to other end.
The other end, okay.
Yes.
Today's highlight.
Better out than in. That's what Shrek says.
Today's highlight in history. Of course, this is the anniversary of the Pearl Harbor Day. We'll never forget. 1787, Delaware became the first state to ratify the U.S. Constitution. Instant replay was used for the first time this date in 1963. It was during the Army-Navy game.
That'll be this Saturday.
Birthdays today. Bluegrass singer Bobby Osborne is 92. Johnny Bench is 76 today.
Pride of Binger, Oklahoma.
Larry Bird is 67 today.
Oh, that's a pretty good one to sports birthdays.
If you were to like Larry Bird, it would be.
Well, that's hard to.
I ran into somebody back during fall break. You could tell their age and the difference. When I said, I hate Larry Bird, they looked at me funny. Like, you hate Larry Bird? Yeah, I hate Larry Bird. I was Magic.
You got to listen
James
to
Worthy,
this,
Kurt
listen to the
Rambis.
story of Arkansas's coach in the 90s. What was his name? His name is now escaping me.
Nolan Richardson.
Nolan Richardson tells a good story about the first time he heard about Larry Bird. Got to give it a. It's about a minute and a half story. It's really funny.
Louis Prima was born in 1910. Ted Knight in 1923. He was on so many good things, but as the antagonist on Caddyshack is my favorite Ted Knight role. Harry Chapin, born in 1942. Chart toppers. Let's go to 1960, Ferlin Husky, number one, with Wings of a Dove.
A sign from above.
It's Sam's favorite Ferlin Husky song. I defy you to name one you like better.
The first one on this album.
You can't name it. 1969, Blood, Sweat, and Tears was number one. I think a week or so ago, this was featured on the charts. I recall neither you nor Dennis knew this song by Blood, Sweat, and Tears.
Nope.
1978.
I know this one.
Chic, Le Freak, Freak Out. Oh, yeah, 1987.
Oh. Yes, that is so good.
George Michael.
He's getting a lot of play today.
Yeah, he got featured twice, didn't he? Unbreak My Heart, Tony Braxton, number one in 96. Chris Brown, Run It in 05. Taylor Swift, Blank Space, number one in 2014. MB's Pearl of Wisdom for today. MB's Pearl of Wisdom for today. Confidence is contagious, so is a lack of confidence. Confidence is contagious, so is a lack of confidence. MB's Pearl of Wisdom for today. Remember, God loves you, and I do too. If you don't know Jesus, let me know, and I'll introduce you. Look forward to seeing you back here tomorrow for another edition of our show. For Sam Gormley, for Beej, I'm MB, and now you're in the know.
Powering through the Twin Lakes with the best mix of music, news, weather, and fun. If it's in the Twin Lakes,